So Beto O'Rourke was hawking his really terrible half-measure healthcare plan, and here's what he's tweeted about it. We don't have to make the false choice between a status quo where millions of Americans are uninsured and millions more can't afford their prescriptions, and a plan that would force 180 million Americans off their insurance. That's why I support Medicare for America. So, do you see what he's doing there? He's trying to say, well, the status quo and Medicare for all are equally bad. That's the argument he's making. Because he says, hey, under our current system, there's so many uninsured people and that's not cool. But under Medicare for all system, 180 million Americans would lose their insurance. Now, what is he not telling you? Of course, he's not telling you the most important parts. Everybody would be covered, and it would cost significantly less, and you'd have better health outcomes under Medicare for all system. All that's happening is the unnecessary, rapacious, for-profit, price-gouging middleman is being removed. So, in other words, Bernie's plan is, let's eliminate the mafia who's shaking you down. That's his plan. Beto O'Rourke's idea is to do a false equivalence and say, our current system is bad, but also, Medicare for all would be bad because, change happens, and isn't change icky? And let me fearmonger about people losing their private health insurance. Here's what they're not going to lose. They're not going to lose their doctor, and they're not going to lose their hospital, and in fact, they can get to go wherever the hell they want. How about that? How you like them apples? So, this was such a bad tweet from Beto O'Rourke that even Bill de Blasio dunked on him and did it pretty well. So here's what Bill said. If someone proposed a radical idea called public education today, Beto would try to warn us that 180 million Americans would be kicked out of their schools. Let's leave the lazy fear-mongering tactics to Trump. Damn, the Yeti Bill de Blasio with a straight-up stone-cold stunner on Bet on My Stork. Ugh. How's that feel, Beto? How's that feel? You just got stone-cold stunnered by a Yeti. A literal Yeti just owned your ass. Wow. There's nothing to even add to that. That is a very good tweet. That is a very good tweet. And Bill de Blasio is so far down in the polls that he's like, I got nothing to lose. I'm just gonna start throwing haymakers at everybody. And it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. Maybe you claw your way back up to 2%. It's possible. But anyway, what I find even more funny about this is how big of a liar Beto O'Rourke is. Because if you guys remember, and the longtime listeners of Secular Talk will remember this, there was a time when we were all happy about Beto O'Rourke. Why? Because he was running against Ted Cruz for the Senate, and he was making further left-wing arguments when he was running for the Senate. He was acting like he was further left. So here's a great example of that here. Look at this. This is from 2017, June 15th, 2017. A single-payer Medicare for All program is the best way to ensure all Americans get the health care they need. And there's more examples of that, too. I'm just giving you one here, but Beto O'Rourke used to openly argue for a Medicare for All system. And then as time has gone by, he's backed away from it a little more, backed away from it a little more, backed away from it a little more. And now he's at the point where he openly conflates our current destructive, disgusting system where people die from not being covered to a Medicare for All system, and he acts like they're equally bad. And he's not in favor of Medicare for All. So, in other words, you know what Beto is? He's a slimy, sleazy, standard politician who's a liar who's just trying to find a path to get elected. He doesn't believe in anything he's saying. Because there was a time in 2017 where he's like, Medicare for All, obviously. And now he's like, Medicare for All, that's just as bad as our current system. So, now you know who he is. Now you know who he is. He's so bad and he's so silly that even Bill de Blasio can dunk on him. So Beto can go out there and do his, fake Obama shtick. But I got bad news for him. As you're pretending to be Barack Obama with how you speak and how you're measured and how you talk and how you thank everybody every time they ask you a question, you could do your fake Obama voice, but even on that front you're losing because Pete Buttigieg does a better fake Obama than you do. I mean, it's true. It is true. I don't like Pete Buttigieg. His politics are terrible, and they're very centrist and corporatist, but he does a better fake Obama than you do. So, I think maybe what you all should do is get the hell out of the primary, because you're polling very low, and it's not a good look. You're ruining any chances you might have for getting elected to any kind of office in the future, even dog catcher, because you're all really, really bad at this.